All right, here we are, Logan Silker here, Action Realty, standing out front of the property up by Garden City. It is pretty much like a manufactured home, moved on to a super nice foundation, to be completely honest, an awesome foundation. Looking over here, so this is where I drove in at. If you can tell, there's a house, whoops, sorry. There's where I drove in at, and there's a house straight across the way. And I may be able to get a shot of this when I drive out, but essentially this is a public road here, and it circles up all the way behind the house, up the hill to the main road. It ties in over here somewhere. And I'll try to get a shot of that if I can. But essentially you got a big hill behind the property here, and it flattens out. And then you have a nice flat area here. And then down that way, and I'll try to walk back there as much as I can, see what's available, but there is a river that runs through, or a river, a creek, something. It's a pretty big piece of water though. It runs back there, and this does butt up pretty close against it, so not sure if it's accessible, but it is there. It's about 6 acres, I think, just a little over. And of course you have this garage, pretty rough shape. Maybe we'll take a peek in there since I'm standing right here. Just an old garage. Oops. Sorry, it was all leggy there for a second. Old garage, some concrete slab floors. Not the greatest condition. I mean, you wouldn't store any here that you love dearly, but it's certainly a good enough place for a mower or something. You have a small rough shed there too. It's pretty rough as well. It's covered by those trees. I don't know if I have access to that. It might be locked up. Do a quick loop around. Very private, very, very private down here. Very quiet as well. This is all, I mean, part of it. You can see there is a gradual slope kind of away from the house area. So that is a positive thing. Now, it's not a huge change in elevation, you know, so if it would have water problems, but I didn't see any signs of that when I was in the home. And of course, I'm not an expert in such things, so if you have concerns, you know, about the water levels and things like that, you know, you best ask a professional that could maybe give you a good idea. I don't know if this would flood. Sadly, I don't have the means to know that, and I'd hate to say it doesn't, and then you get a 100-year flood, and all of a sudden you do get water up here. So anything can happen. If you were interested in the property, one thing I can say is if you were interested in the property, I could certainly get you in touch with people that might be able to help you out, get you some more information on that. But for now, we'll just look at it the way it sits, assuming everything is good to go. And, you know, if it catches your interest, then we can get those questions answered. Just doing a walk around. You can kind of see, I'll walk out to the main driveway here. So there's this back road here. We did get some rain lately, so it is one good thing. You can kind of see what it looks like, see if the basement holds up to moisture, such things. It's been raining quite a bit the last few days. This is where so this is actually a public road here. And like I said, it loops all the way up. That's where I drove in at over there. And at the end of the public road here, road closed. And it looks like, so you used to have an old bridge here, which I think that's super unique. You know, your road probably used to continue forward, and who knows what that was like back in the day. But see if I can get a shot back there. So there's the water, and you know, the way it sits right now, water level is obviously really low. I don't know how high that gets. there is no, from the looks of it, no real access down to the river. That doesn't mean you couldn't create something or maybe make a path. Let me just walk back through here a little bit. Yeah, it's all just one big tree line. Maybe walk back here a little bit. Yeah. So if this property does interest you, I highly suggest coming and taking a look and seeing for yourself. Maybe if you want to dig through the grove here in the tree line, see what you can find. But you know, I just can't do a whole walkthrough of the of the grove. Try and get a peek if I can find an open spot though. Yeah, so it pretty much just abruptly drops off back here, you know what I mean? I don't know if you can see that on camera very well, but it pretty much just goes down to the river. So there's not much of a, you know, shoreline. All right, we're gonna head back up towards the house. I'll do a quick walk around the exterior of the actual building lot. A monster truck. You see that right there? It's a toy monster truck. Let me look at it. Hold on a second. I'm curious. Picking it up. Shouldn't be out here. All right. Yeah, pretty unique little property. It's super quiet. You can hear the road. There is, you know, a main road that goes by here. So you can kind of hear it when big vehicles go by. But man, for how close you are to the road, it's not anything, and it's not like anybody can see you because you're just so closed off down here. One thing I did think of driving down here is, you know, this little road down here, even though it is a public road, is probably not maintained as a priority, you know, for the, as far as snow removal, those types of things. And since it is kind of a steep incline, generally speaking, you know, it may be kind of a pain to get out sometimes, especially if you don't have a truck in the winter time when it's really slick. So just a thought. All right, so just doing a quick loop around. Garage, back of the house here. Again, this is all, you go probably, I think it's about 50 feet up that way, and then the hill starts again. So it's not too far back in there, or as far as what your property would be. It's pretty flat and then slopes up pretty abruptly to the road. I know there's not much to look at, but here's the house. Did notice you have this nice foundation. The foundation is actually super awesome. One thing I will complain about with it is the grade is pretty poor all around the home. I do like you have all this area though. I mean, it's super cool. But you can see here, just everything just goes straight towards the house. All around it, it's probably, you know, you can see that on this back side. Like it's all steeping towards the house. And if you could build it up to these window wells throughout, get enough soil back here, really build it up, I think you'd be sitting really well. Like you said, you can kind of see how damp it is. We've had a lot of rain recently. There's your septic system. The siding's pretty dirty. I mean, just from sitting the way it has, you know. The roof looks all right. I mean, I think it's pretty rough in some spots, but it's really hard for me to tell from the ground. You know, that's something you'd have to get probably checked out if it was important to you. But I say it looks rough in some spots. It just doesn't look from the ground. It's hard to tell. You know. By no means is the roof something I think you'd have to do immediately, but it may be worth taking a look at. All right, inside the home, it's just kind of a classic, you know, these modular homes. By all means, it's not bad quality. I don't believe. It's just that they mass produce them and they move them here. You know what I mean? So, it's gonna look kind of cookie cuttery, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Just the way it is. See the carpet's kind of peeling up a little bit, so could use some new floors, or at least new carpet in the main room. You'll notice a lot of this ghosting in a lot of the areas. Maybe something to consider looking into. It doesn't bother me too much. You know, I would suggest looking up what ghosting is. Essentially what it is dirt and dust settles on those spots. And since it's been vacant for so long, nobody's cleaned it or done anything. So, yeah, so look into that. You got his bedroom here. A big closet. Looking out of here. Big backyard. Windows are all in good quality. I haven't seen any damaged ones yet. Main level. Got the chimney there. Then you got another bedroom, big honking bedroom here. This one has, of course, a huge closet. It's almost as big as a bedroom. It's a deep one. Goes almost the full length of the home. There's an attic space there. Sad they don't have a ladder to go up there, but of course, that'd be something. If you're interested, come check it out in person. Big tub, sinks, lots of storage, shower. Cool. Keep going. Kitchen. This is like a mud room. I'll back up a little bit here. So off the kitchen, you have this mud room. Goes into what is a laundry room, a closet. And it looks like you got another closet here. That's where your guts are actually right now. Currently got the water heater and furnace. Interesting, you know, these are probably made like that so that you can put them on a slab, but this one actually has a huge basement underneath it. So I suppose if you were really into it, you could move a lot of that downstairs, but so far it's not hurting it where it is. And you got a garage. You got a little heater there. It's insulated, side door, opener, you know, all the good stuff. Turn these lights off as I go, otherwise I'll forget. Oh, there we go. You know, it is a foreclosure type home, so everything's gonna be pretty, you know, dirty. It's been vacant for a long time. Every surface, you know, is gonna need to be cleaned. A lot of cosmetic stuff with a house like this. So back off the kitchen, you got another bedroom here. The big old closet. Bathroom. And downstairs. So Sorry, I want to get my camera straightened out here. There we go. All right. Here's the basement. Tall ceilings. Be no problem finishing this off if you wanted to. Foundation walls are awesome. I believe this is like poured concrete. We have had some rain recently, and I don't see much for moisture. I'm just looking around here. Nothing's jumping out at me. Of course, it's dirty because it's been sitting for a while. Like that goes out to the septic. Got a water system there, so that's where your well. You got a sump pump there. I mean, it leads me to believe there's some sort of tiling system around the house, but not too sure. One disappointing thing, this looks like about the worst of it down here. This basement window hasn't been cleaned up very well or maintained. You're not sure if moisture gets in there or not. One disappointing thing about, you know, these types of foreclosure homes, is that the bank owns it, or whoever owns it, and there's really no good information out there about it. It's kind of just what you see is what you get. So it's not like we can go back and ask the owner, you know, hey, is there a tile system, or hey, is there this? Because odds are good, oh, so I gotta go back down. Odds are good they don't even know. You know, they just took ownership, probably haven't even really been here. So, you know, we just got to make as educated a decision as possible with what we have, and you know, if we can do an inspection, great. But it's not guaranteed. We may have to, you know, say what it's worth to us, make a move on it, and go from there. Yeah. So that's really the full property. You've seen everything. If you have any specific questions, like I said, I can try to get answers or put you in touch with people who may know, but like I said, best we can do is make as educated a decision as possible. So if you want to see it in person, by all means, come by, check it out, and we'll get it sorted. Thanks. All right, so I'm back in the vehicle. I'm going to shoot a quick video just of me driving out of the lot here, so you can kind of see what I was talking about with the road and where it comes out. So again, there's kind of a U loop you can do here. I'm just going back out the way I came in, but there did seem to be some sort of a road going back out that way where I walked before. Neighbor's house right in front of me. And then there's the river where I walked before, and then to the left, here's this main road. And you can see it's pretty steep. And if it was winter time and this wasn't plowed, I think I'd be stuck. Just to be completely honest, or it'd be slick if it's really icy. But if you do have a snowplower, it means to get this cleared out, or you wait for the city to do it, or the county or whoever would maintain this road, you may be a little better off. Like I said, it's probably not a priority. So here we are. We're out. There's your fields. There's your main road. So this is the main highway here. So you kind of have this one little big long road. It's all yours and that other houses. All right, take care.